Wednesday, September 10th, 8:58 p.m. 20 seconds on the second hand. This is just a brief episode because I've been trying to get the podcast out to all of the degenerates on X, previously known as Twitter, and I guess Elon Musk must have sold the company because clearly my First Amendment rights are not being respected on that platform at all. When you're doing jokes and stuff and it's not being appreciated, and when the person who bought the company literally said, just come be yourself here, do whatever, say whatever. I think he said you're free to do comedy here. I've been kicked off of X for almost a month in the last 32 days. Give or take, yeah. For doing jokes. So if you want to go retweet all of my tweets and like them and comment on all these people and send them the podcast, because statistically speaking, by the end of it all, out of all these people who are commenting on all these handicappers on X, people who post bets online, people who sell bets online, which is a really fun crowd. If you want to do that with me, which I'm doing as well on a second account, that's what I'm doing on X. Mostly because when you're looking at it by the end of it all, statistically speaking, probably half a percent of these fuckers are done. They're probably just done for. Genuinely. By the end of it, in like a couple decades, they're probably going to be gone. If they're going to not listen to my podcast. That's how profitable I believe this NBA live betting concept is. But that is to be determined. I will do that privately myself for a few months. But this is solely an episode. Also, I'm going to include a picture of an email I sent to Dub Club, the Dub Club community service or whatever. Dub Club is a company that was created by Satan. It's a company that allows you to sell bets, and they take a fee of the people generated the people who pay you money for your bets. If you're profitable, only 1% to 5% of sports bettors can net a consistent profit long term. And you want to know the only proven way to net a consistent profit long term, and that means every year, would be the 3-0 NBA series lead. They're 159-0, so whenever a team takes a 3-0 series lead, they are 159-0 in winning the series, even if the other team ties it at 3-3. So statistically speaking, that is there's only two locks in gambling history. It would be that one and the other one, which is a smaller sample size. But when you're looking at the sample size, if it spans over the course of years and decades, or dozens of games, which is a NBA regular season, but if you're talking about series betting, this other lock is also a lock as well, which is where I stemmed my Indiana Pacers series winning bet from. The Pacers won the first two games on the road in the Eastern Conference Finals. So they went up 2-0 on the road, and games 3 and 4 were in Indiana. And they showed a stat that said in the conference finals, whenever a team goes up 2-0 in the conference finals, Eastern or Western, whenever they win the first two games on the road, they were 13-0. They're now 14-0 with the Pacers winning. I don't know they're undefeated in the finals, and in the conference finals, they're 14-0 when the road team wins the first 2 games on the road. That means games 3 and 4 are at their home. Game 5, if necessary, is at the team who lost the first 2 games at home. In the Eastern and the Western Conference Finals, whenever a team goes up 2-0 on the road, they are 14-0 in the series winning record. I don't know what their record is in the finals, but there's no losses recorded in the finals whenever a team goes up 2-0 on the road. There is 5 losses in the first round and the second round whenever the road team goes up 2-0. So what that means, yes, 5 NBA teams have come back to win a playoff series after losing the first 2 games at home. The 1969 Lakers versus the San Francisco Warriors. The second example would be the 1994 Houston Rockets versus the Phoenix Suns. The third example would be the 2005 Dallas Mavericks versus the Houston Rockets. The fourth example would be the 2017 Boston Celtics versus the Chicago Bulls. And the fifth example would be the 2021 Los Angeles Clippers versus the Dallas Mavericks. So, including all rounds of the playoffs, whenever the road team wins the first 2 games, they go on to win the series 98.9% of the time. Those 5 losses that I just listed would be 1.1% of the time. It has never happened in the conference finals or the finals. Now, none of these should be ever even considered options to bet on in the NHL or the MLB because of pitching and goaltending. So technically, these are the only 2 locks in gambling history for now. And I say for now, which means because they never lost, and it's been going on for decades. So instead of going to Vegas once a year and hitting the slots, or going and hanging out in the basement with you know who, this is a lock. It's going to be a lock every time. You do it after game 3 when they're up 3-0. You do it if there's a game 4, a game 5, a game 6, a game 7. When there's a game 4, excuse me. So you do it once, yeah. You just do it after every game. And then consider if there's a game 7, depending on the juice, which the odds are going to be a lot lower, you can probably do it to win too, which I explained in the previous episodes. But I'm going to include links with all of these things. The 3-0 series lead record, the information on the 2-0 series lead record, specifically the 2-0 series lead record when they win the 2 games on the road, which is, you'd think that even with the roster size of these NBA teams, which is only 15, there's only 15 players on an NBA team. There's 5 starters. You would think in one of these series, 1 or 2 of the best scorers or the best defenders would get injured, like in the finals this most previous year, but sooner, like in game 4, and it would probably knock the team out. I'm saying if one of the teams was up 3-0 in the most previous finals, which did not happen, but I'm referring to the Indiana Pacers' best player in most people's eyes, his injury to his Achilles. I'm not going to name his name, but I'm referring to his injury. You'd think if they were to go up 3-0 in the playoffs in like 3 years, and him and somebody else on the team, like the third best player, were to get injured, they might have a chance at losing a 3-0 series lead. But it has never happened ever. Not once, ever. It's happened 4 times in the NHL and once in the MLB, but with the new MLB rules, which there are a lot of them, you can't touch those sports ever. Ever. Just trust me. Why do you think they're undefeated in the NBA still? There's no goaltender and there's no pitchers to help bring these teams back. It seems impossible, but those are the only two locks in gambling history for now. So share my podcast with people if you want to help people or not. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Clearly you do, though. There's something wrong with you people, is what I'm saying. Do you get the bit?